If you're watching this video, you probably have never heard of Agrippa Hull. In fact, for 99.999% of Americans, the name Agrippa Hull probably means nothing. However, it probably should. Because Agrippa Hull's life story personifies the American story of overcoming the odds to live an epic life, and one that is distinguished by steadfast principle. Born to a free black family in Northampton, Massachusetts in 1759, Agrippa Hull would soon eventually move to his adoptive hometown, Stockbridge, Massachusetts, shortly after his father passed away. 17 years later, after the Declaration of Independence was issued, Hull threw himself into the cause of American independence as an eager teenager. Since people of color, along with indigenous people, were free to serve alongside white soldiers in the Continental Army and state militias, Hull dutifully signed up with a Massachusetts state regiment and stated that he was in the fight for as long as it took. Hull was then assigned to assist Brigadier General John Patterson, where he saw up close and personal as one can get to the American Revolution and all the bloodshed. Hull's service took him to critical places in the Northern Theater, such as Fort Ticonderoga, and Hull had a front row seat for the historic surrender of the British Army at Saratoga. Hull then survived the grueling winter at Valley Forge, where over 1,000 American soldiers perished because of weather, famine, disease, and other harsh conditions. After surviving the deadly winter, Hull saw action in the last major battle in the Northern Theater, the Battle of Monmouth Courthouse. After Monmouth Courthouse, Hull was sent down to work south as an orderly for the Polish engineer volunteering his time and services to the American cause, Tadeusz Kosciuszko. Again, Hull witnessed some of the most historic events of the Revolution that few can claim to have laid eyes upon: the Battle of Cowpens, the siege at 96, fighting at Eutaw Springs, and the pivotal Battle of Guilford Courthouse. And after nearly 6 years of devoted service to the American cause of independence, Hull was discharged and returned to his beloved hometown, Stockbridge, at the young age of 24. It is here where Hull took a job in the household of a famous lawyer who just won a famous case in Massachusetts that expanded the rights and freedoms to black Americans. Like many people, Hull got married and used his earnings to start purchasing land and building wealth. In fact, Hull became so economically successful that he ended up owning more land than half the citizens in the town, owning about approximately 84 acres, achieving the American dream before there was a label for such a thing. Grippy, as he was come to be known, also became a local celebrity and an in-demand guest for weddings, parties, and other functions. Agrippa's wealth also afforded him to be one of the few people in the country to get the first version of a photograph, a daguerreotype, which is still on display at the Stockbridge Library. And in 1818, when Congress passed a bill to allow Revolutionary War veterans to collect their pensions, Hull refused to apply. Why? Because it would require him to turn over his discharge papers. Why didn't Hull want to surrender his discharge papers? What could be more valuable than a wartime pension? Well, for Agrippa Hull, the person who signed his discharge papers was none other than George Washington himself. And for Agrippa Hull, no amount of money was worth more than General Washington's personal signature, releasing him from service of his country during the Revolution. Duty, country, and principle is what guided so many patriots like Agrippa Hull, who fought for independence in the face of long odds. It's also the reason why no amount of money could replace the symbol of his sacrifice and the principles he devoted his life to.